There is the yellow light. Boom. Green light. Back to oh. Are we going to be full power or are we going to be bouncing around, kiddos? We are bouncing around at a level that will not. Oh, I do believe we are back. Fresh. Refresh, bitches. Okay, so here's the thing, like it wasn't my internet, it was my VPN for some reason, like the server just went completely kaput. And like that means that like I didn't realize it was the VPN, so like I'm sitting there just waiting for, I'm thinking it's just an internet fart. It just happens sometimes. It'll go off for a few seconds, it'll come right back. I'm waiting for it to come back and it just doesn't come back. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I go and I check my I check my phone and I'm on the internet. And I'm like, well, ain't that interesting? So that's how I realized I was being had by my VPN. Anyway, we are on a different server now, broadcasting from a completely different state across the country. 63% reported in Kansas. 63% is the percentage of the vote no has over yes. It does look like no has won, that abortion rights will continue to be protected in the Constitution in Kansas. I know it's a weird concept. What clip did you see, Warlord? I'm interested. What clip are we talking about? Just posted the clip. What are you gonna cancel me over this time, son? Can I see clips right now? I don't know how to click on clips when I'm streaming. Don't make no sense to me. See what happened this month on the Twitch recap. You guys want to see my Twitch recap? What we achieved together for the month of July. Oh, there we go. I can click on that now. Let's check out what we have achieved together for the month of July. Time streamed. I streamed a whole 2 days and 11 hours. Top emote was the troll at 382 uses. Maynard comes in second at 81 usage. And the Chris Dorner Appreciation Society, which probably all me. I'm the one that uses that one all the time. 7,173 chats sent during the stream. 24 streams. 20 months sub. I don't know what 20 months subbed. I've unlocked all the sub badges. This is the top clips from July. Justin asking 13-year-olds to be Nazis. Cancel Justin. Remember Lockerbie. I'm aware, RB. Hold on. Let me go back and activate the YouTube stream. It might not be going. No, it looks like YouTube is streaming. But it's probably a different stream than the one you were watching. I'm sorry we faded out there. I'm Missed you guys. I missed you so much. Oh, hold on. Let me click on that clip here. What did Warlord catch me saying this time? Yes, we're calling it for yes. Yes, we're calling it for yes. Yeah, that's wrong. Don't listen to me. I was making a joke and he clipped me out of context. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Stop being creepy with the bot, RB. Top clips from July. Ayo. I haven't watched this. Wanted to hear what you had to say. I was going to wrap it up when you hopped in, but I wanted to hear what you had to say. So.
Oh, okay.
Niggers!
Whoa.
Well. Good one. I mean, if that's the kind of thing you're into. Here's to making memories. Oh, that's all I get. That's all I get for my Twitch memories. And they got me. New York Times still hasn't called it. The no vote has fallen a little bit, but not too much. 62%. Burn now. I'm not ever gonna trust any of those clips you guys clip on Twitch. From my own damn show, god damn. That's what this world is coming to, you motherfuckers. When we left off, we were talking about more agencies deleted their texts. Let's have a legal expert react to that. I believe this was on MSNBC. A good brain rot. Is it not gonna pull up the video for me? Raw story can be a bitch, but I can probably find that real. Not real fast. Are you fucking with me? Did he die? Oh. That looked like an in memorandum to the motherfucker. Fuck it. It's too much work. If you're not gonna give me the clip, I'm not gonna fucking watch it. I'm in fuck it mode tonight. Cat smell. They gotta have a litter box in here with me, cause like we have to lock them in here sometimes because they misbehaving. Oh, sorry, Warlord. Liz Truss eventually did not make it onto the list of things, but like I really enjoyed this picture of her. What was it she said? She said something funny. If you can give me the clip real fast. She said something funny about pork. Not like pork in like spending, but like actual pork, I think. Am I wrong about this? Warlord, help me out. This is producer Warlord territory here, over here. Liz Truss has apparently opened up a pretty insurmountable gap against Rishi Sunak. So, Liz Truss looking to be the next Prime Minister of the UK. Warlord that gets us the clip I'm talking about. I would assume Warlord knows what I'm talking about. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he is dumbfounded. Like, what the fuck is this American talking about over here? Something about pork. I swear to you, she said something stupid. What it was pertaining to, I vaguely know. Because I think John Oliver covered it, and like I fell asleep as I was watching John Oliver. I've just been falling asleep a lot lately. I'll fall asleep right now. You guys want to do a stream where I just go like night-night? Do a stream where I just go night-night with the kitty cats. Would you guys watch that? I sleep with the cats in like funny positions. It's probably entertaining. Sometimes Socks will be a little spoon. Sometimes Smokey will curl up in a ball under my armpit. Or leftist. I'm not getting any back. I didn't come back from commercial break, so I don't owe you guys a meme, do I? Did I come back from commercial break? I don't know what the fuck is going on. They're doing Liz Truss.
The Senate Democrats have been trying to pass
Not Andrea Mitchell. Nobody asked for you. It always plays the last video I was watching. Okay, maybe I don't even fucking know what I'm talking about. Seriously, the also I misspelled her name, I think. Seriously, the cats stink. I'm gonna have Cori Bush and Rashida Tlaib won their primaries decisively. And that's, I figured they would, which is why I didn't even mention them. I didn't think that there was any doubt. Did she not say something stupid about pork? Apparently she said a lot of things recently. It's hard to narrow down which stupid thing I'm talking about. Or maybe I just dreamed it. Maybe I just dreamed it. Pork markets. Pork markets.
And we are selling tea to China. Yorkshire tea. When it comes to British food and drink, we have
I did,
never
Cicero.
had it so good.
Wow, she's weird. How is she leading in the polls?
Our fantastic food abroad. I want to see us eating more British food here in Britain. At the moment, we import 2/3 of all of our apples. We import 9/10 of all of our pears. We import 2/3 of our cheese. That is a
You're next door to some of the countries that make the best cheeses in the fucking world. No wonder you import your cheese. Why wouldn't you?
disgrace. From the apples that dropped on Isaac Newton's head to the orchards of nursery rhymes, this fruit has always been part of Britain. It's been part of our country. I want our children to grow up knowing the taste of a British apple, of Cornish sardines, of Herefordshire pears, of Norfolk turkey, of Melton Mowbray pork pies, and of course, of black pudding.
She's so weird. This is edited in, but like might as well be.
Under a Conservative government, Britain will lead the world in food, farming, and the environment. In a fortnight, I'm going to Paris for the world's largest food trade fair, and I will be bigging up British products.
She's so weird. What?
I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Oh my God! Opening up Newport. Now I will say this video had all the applause removed, but apparently it was very pathetic.
Bigging up British products. In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets. I'm sorry, that cracked me up. I'm sorry. Well, that's what British people do. They steal things from other countries. They take them back to Britain. And what Republicans do is they pass really stupid fucking laws.
We begin at 6 with breaking news.
Okay.
We begin at 6 with breaking news.
So we're going to Michigan, where an injunction stops prosecutors from enforcing the 1931 state abortion ban. That's what this article says, but I got another article that says something different.
News. A judge issuing another injunction to stop county prosecutors in Michigan from enforcing the state's 1931 abortion ban.
The ruling does come just hours after the State Court of Appeals ruled prosecutors could enforce the ban. Fox News' Amy Lang joins us now. And Amy, a lot of movement happening with this today. In fact, these are late-breaking developments you're here to tell us about.
Yes, Rip, I'm actually trying to get my microphone on. That's how late-breaking
it is. Yeah.
So right now I have here in my hand the injunction.
Okay, so the other story I had was from yesterday. So that was the lower court ruling. So the 1931 state abortion ban will not go into effect as of right now.
And that's just been issued. So the governor went to the court today and said essentially that there was a need for an emergency motion for a temporary restraining order to keep this from going into effect. As you know, Michigan has a 1931 abortion ban on the books. A judge from the Court of Claims had ruled that that was not going to be in effect right now. That happened several months ago. Today's ruling by the Court of Appeals said actually it only applies to Dana Nessel, not to county prosecutors. So that put in motion the availability for county prosecutors to actually start prosecuting these cases. And then late today, the judge, another judge, said no, that's not going to happen, and did grant the governor the injunction, the temporary restraining order that she was seeking to keep any prosecutors from prosecuting these types of cases. So we have some reaction from the Washtenaw County prosecutor as well as Planned Parenthood.
The decision from the Court of Appeals created this morning was just a chaos that we've all feared. We've been very clear that we're not prosecuting abortion in Washtenaw County, but we need statewide uniformity. And luckily this afternoon, Governor Whitmer went very swiftly into court to block that law from being enforced. And we're grateful that the judge issued the temporary restraining order. So lots of litigation ahead, but very glad that order has been restored for now.
I want to make one thing abundantly clear. Abortion is still safe and legal in Michigan today. Planned Parenthood of Michigan's doors are open, and they're going to stay open.
All right, so that's the case right now. Moving forward, as you heard Eli Savitz say, there is likely to be a whole lot of litigation. As you know, there are other initiatives underway as well. So the governor has a case before the Michigan Supreme Court, and we know that the ballot initiative is out there and probably likely to get approved to be on the ballot in November, and that's the Reproductive Freedom for All initiative, and that would allow for abortion to be legal, and that would actually change the state constitution to ensure that. So a lot of moving parts here.
Yeah, certainly there are a lot of moving parts. As you say, that ballot initiative certainly has gotten more than 700,000 signatures. So when you take a look at the temperature of where people stand on this, there are some fervent and adamant people on the end saying, hey, look, this needs to be left with the voters, and that possibly could happen.
Yeah, that real sort of direct democracy.
Why not just leave it to the people and their doctor?
The number of signatures it got will be on the ballot in November, but there could be action in the meantime. You know, it's still a few months away.
Well, things are moving so quickly, and of course, good hustle there getting us the latest information on this breaking story. Amy Lang for us live. Thank you.
Sure thing. Thanks.
Amy, thank you very much. Great reporting. Now down to Georgia. Never went down to Georgia, where women can now claim unborn fetuses on their taxes, which I say, like, I'm kind of into that.
Families in Georgia filing taxes were expecting a child will now have a little extra money because of changes to the state's tax code, but it is not as straightforward as many claim your money may seem to be. CBS 46's Crystal Bowie live in Atlanta to explain the new changes. Crystal.
What's up, Crystal?
Sean, a lot of changes coming ahead, and while it is tempting to try and save the hundreds of dollars by claiming your unborn child on the taxes, it's having to provide proof of pregnancy that may end up being the problem. Any unborn child with a detectable human heartbeat is now considered a person in Georgia. And that means taxpayers may claim the $3,000 dependent personal exemption, generally around the 6-week mark of pregnancy. But the process won't be that easy.
Yeah,
That's because the Department of Revenue says they can ask for any relevant medical records or supporting documentation to prove the pregnancy.
The area becomes very gray because at the same time, we are obligated to protect a patient's HIPAA rights. As far as what's happening with the pregnancy, the dating of the pregnancy.
OBGYN physician Dr. Tasha Rogers says this is an invasion of patient privacy.
For me to actually have to go into detail about your medical history, what specifically is happening with someone who's not a healthcare provider, I think it is absolutely ridiculous, especially any state department or any governmental department about a tax break. I think it is insane.
It's also unclear what records could be used as proof.
Would that be simply, a home pregnancy test, or would that have to be a test provided by a physician, or even
home pregnancy test?
The Department of Revenue hasn't specified. Accounting professor Karen Seditol says it's a problem because not every person has equal access to reproductive care.
And of course, it's going to be dependent on a woman's health care plan that they happen to be on. And so we know there's a lot of variation across different populations and the kind of access to health care.
It's important to remember this is a tax exemption and not a tax break, which means you can deduct that $3,000 from your overall taxable state income. Seditol says it would come out to be a few hundred.
Oh yeah, that's the litmus test, isn't it? The heartbeat.
And this applies to anyone who's expecting a child after July 20th of this year. I did reach out to the Department of Revenue to ask what would count as proof of pregnancy. They said they would be releasing more information later on this year. Reporting live in Atlanta tonight, Crystal Bowie, CBS 46 News.
Well, back to election. Oh shit! Did I shut it down? Go back to the live election tally. Mark Kelly, of course, cruises to the Democratic nomination. No surprise. No, now declared the winner with 76% of the precincts reporting by the New York Times. Definitively, abortion rights will be protected in Kansas. And apparently it motivated people to vote, which is a bad sign for Republicans going into the fall. I wonder whatever happened to that lady that claimed that she was driving in the HOV lane. I hope she got out of it. She was still in the middle of the court proceedings. Polls have closed in Arizona, but we do not have results yet. Bellwether. Not a bad word. Let's read some of the updates that the New York Times have had here, giving us their opinion. Kansas votes to preserve abortion rights protections in its constitution. Kansas voters resoundingly deciding against removing the right to abortion from the state constitution. According to the Associated Press, a major victory for the abortion rights movement in one of America's most reliably conservative states. The defeat of the ballot referendum was the most tangible demonstration yet of a political backlash against the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, the landmark decision that had protected abortion rights throughout the country. The decisive margin came as a surprise, and after frenzied campaigns with both sides pouring millions into advertising and knocking on doors throughout a sweltering final campaign stretch. Haley Stevens defeats Andy Levin in a two-incumbent race that focused on Israel. Representative Haley Stevens rode millions of dollars in support from the new political arm of the American Israel Public Affairs Committee to defeat a fellow Democrat incumbent, Andy Levin. Maybe Levin. Ms. Stevens and Mr. Levin were competing for a newly drawn district in suburban Detroit, the combined parts of both their seats. That's another issue with AIPAC funneling money to conservative Democrats. Early returns might give the appearance of a big MAGA victory in western Michigan, where Representative Peter Meyer, one of 10 Republicans who voted to impeach President Donald J. Trump, is trying to fend off a Trump-endorsed challenger, John Gibbs. But only 7% of Kent County, home to Grand Rapids in the heart of Meyer's base, has reported. He appears to be competitive still. Eric Schmidt defeats Eric Greitens to win Missouri's GOP Senate primary. Polls have closed in Arizona and New York. Nadler and Maloney show rare deference at debate. Their rival did not. Interesting. There was a debate tonight. After decades of working together as House colleagues and ultimately ascending to powerful committee leadership posts, Representative Jerry Nadler and Carolyn Maloney took the stage on Tuesday night as reluctant foes in a three-way Democratic debate. If fireworks were expected, then the debate was something of a washout. The two longtime Democrats stood and sat side by side, each collegially allowing the other to recite decades of accomplishments and showing an unusual degree of deference. It fell to the third candidate, Suraj Patel, who I'm automatically on the side of, a lawyer who has never held elected office, to play the energetic aggressor, criticizing the records of the New York political fixtures and suggesting that voters would be better served by a younger representative and perhaps House term limits too. Like the dude. Patel, who is running on the importance of generational change, was the only candidate to respond in the affirmative. Should Biden run for re-election? Wow. Nadler and Maloney. That's wild. Nadler and Maloney both dodged the question of should Biden run. The young upstart Patel says Biden should run for re-election. Interesting. I'm glad we read that. Tudor Dixon. I guess so. But also, like, Manchin probably wants Biden to run, but he doesn't want to say that because of his constituency. Are Nadler and Maloney in districts that they feel are too progressive to show support to Biden? Same way that Manchin feels that he's in a state that is too conservative to show support to Biden. Oh, I could turn on the election graphics, couldn't I? It's all election now. Tudor Dixon, a conservative commentator, will challenge Governor Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan. I love the name Tudor Dixon. Tudor Dixon. As an old head, a tutor to me is the thing that you use to snort your cocaine, your methamphetamine, your pills. Tutor. Tudor Dixon, a conservative media personality. Oh God, she's a conservative media personality? Well, that means she's got YouTube videos. And you know what that means.
Thank you. After World
Tudor Dixon. Do you want to see her victory speech?
Thank you for all the support you provided to me and the girls and for putting up with a massive amount of estrogen in your life.
Tutor does not equal tutor. I agree. Okay.
Of course.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Catherine, who stands behind me. This woman stepped in at one of the most difficult times in her life and selflessly helped me with anything I needed. Daddy would be so impressed with what we've done together.
Apparently, the Tories are delaying their vote to choose their new leadership.
We really expected him to be here, but he just had to have
Security concerns over hacking.
And I would be nothing without my team. My team is absolutely...
She reminds me of somebody, and I don't know who it is.
And it's my core group, and it's filled with the most amazing personalities that mesh together in the most beautiful way. And it's not perfect, because perfect can be the enemy of good, and it's really good. So we are...
Well, what kind of a name is Tudor Dixon?
And the best part about our team is that
it sounds very Southern. It sounds like she comes from like a plantation owner family.
They lift me up. And when I'm having a day when I walk out in a stupid outfit, they go, no.
Let's see what else you got. Let's go back. I don't want an interview. I want some of your content, your media personality. I want content. Go back to date. I'm gonna go. Do I not have a numbered thing where I can go like fucking 7 pages back to before she was running for governor? Tudor Dixon. Tudor Dixon. I'm sorry, I like saying her name. The poor man's Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, that's the end of the results. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is exactly what we want. Tudor Dixon.
FSN Radio.
Why Johnny believes in socialism.
Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free.
Do not go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com.
A young lady by the name of Tudor Dixon, CEO of Lumen Student News. And Tudor, your goal is to reach premillennials before they've been brainwashed by the system.
This was 4 years ago.
That your children will live in communism, to paraphrase the words of the late Nikita Khrushchev, who was head of the Soviet Union during Kennedy's time. Anyway, Tudor, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you're kind of on a mission here.
One of my clients, I have a conservative client that I work for, and they do radio hits, and I've actually made like their appearance on this motherfucker's show, and I've made it into one of their little promotional hits that I do. Mine looks a lot better than this one, right? Because this sucks ass.
Here to really give, I guess, Generation Z the truth about economics, about freedom, about why it's so important and why it just can't be taken for granted, and why, well, the appeal of socialism, to each according to his ability, from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs, sounds very appealing. It just doesn't work. So welcome to the show.
Why doesn't it work?
Coming on.
Thank you. Yeah, we are on a mission to...
We've never tried it. Why doesn't it work?
About the country that they live in, that America is exceptional, that capitalism works, and the history behind why this country is the way it is, where we came from, how we chose capitalism, and why we are not socialists, and why that doesn't work. We want them to have...
Why did we choose capitalism? Please tell me.
In all areas, but we have already gone through economic systems, and we've talked about socialism and communism and capitalism. It is interesting when we see numbers like this with 58% of millennials saying, "Oh, let's dump capitalism." They don't know what they're talking about. These are
No, they do know what they're talking about. They have seen none of what you would call the benefits of capitalism. All they have seen is the hurt and heartbreak. They've not been able to see a doctor. They've not been to a dentist in 10 years. Their wages have been stagnant for 50 fucking years. You might be living high on the hog, and capitalism might be a great system for you. But for the vast majority of people out here, they aren't living lives where they feel financially stable. They have not lived through times where they've been able to save. You're drowning in medical debt, in student loan debt, and the dream of owning a home. The American dream is just far out of our reach. We're the first generation that has a lower life expectancy than the generation before us. We're the first generation to have it worse than the generation that came before us. So no, when you don't know what you're talking about, or you refuse to see because you are so blinded because it's been good to you. You've been able to take advantage of the system. How about, just owning a working car? Cars have gotten so goddamn expensive. So I'm sorry, ma'am, you don't know what you're talking about. And that is the reason why people are saying capitalism is failing. Because the baby boomers just fucking sucked all the money out of the economy.
This is a whole generation of people who love their iPhones. They like to go home at night and watch their Netflix. They like to pick their own cars. They're not realizing you're not doing that in a socialist nation. They don't realize that they love capitalism.
Yeah, well, they don't realize that everything around them, the entire country, it evolved directly from capitalism, and earlier in the country system.
No, it didn't.
Markets. For some reason, they've been bred to believe that for every problem, there's a government solution. And even if the solution doesn't work, then they'll come up with another program and another and another. And how's this going to work out for the future?
No, you have been paid. You have been paid to say that government programs don't work. Right-wingers are morons. So that moneyed interests can privatize everything about our society, and I'm so goddamn tired of it. So that was Tudor Dixon. Voting has concluded in Washington State. Washington has a jungle primary system in which all candidates for a given office run on the same ballot, and the top two candidates, regardless of party, advance to the general election. Here are some of the races we're watching. 2 of the 10 Republicans who voted to impeach former President Donald J. Trump after the January 6th riot are on the ballot in Washington, and both face right-wing as well as Democratic opponents. Representative Jamie Herrera Boutler is facing the Trump-endorsed Joe Kent and 5 others in the 3rd District, while Representative Dan Newhouse has 2 far-right challengers and 1 Democratic challenger in the 4th District. And in the 8th District, the crowded field is vying to challenge Representative Kim Schreier, a Democrat whose district is expected to be competitive in the fall. Secretary of State Steve Hobbs, a Democrat who was appointed Secretary of State last year, is seeking election to complete the last 2 years of his predecessor's term. He has 7 opponents, including at least 2 who have denied the results of the 2020 election, and a well-funded independent who is pledging to remove partisanship from the administration. The margin of victory for abortion rights in Kansas is stunning. In the results we have available, they have overwhelming strength in the moderate Kansas City suburbs, but also had a strong performance in much more conservative parts of the state. Women went into the booth and voted against the men. You see that a lot in certain elections. It didn't happen as much in 2020. Who is Dick Skin? Am I not seeing comments? You guys are having a conversation. There is no Dick Skin. Is there? Are you having a conversation with somebody that doesn't exist, RB? What's going on? I'm freaking out. I don't know what's happening. Tudor Dixon. Oh, I forgot that fast. Dick Skin. Oh, Dixon. Dick Skin would be better. Dick Skin would be better. Carrie Lake, the Trump-endorsed candidate in Arizona, is behind right now, behind Karen Taylor Robson, with 43% of precincts reporting. So Arizona could reject the Trump-backed candidate, the Democratic primary. Katie Hobbs currently leading Marco Lopez and looking to be pretty decisive with 44% of the vote. 44% of precincts reporting, 74% of the vote going her way. So, open primary for the Senate in Oregon. I assume Patty Murray is going back to the Senate. Murray is expected to advance to the general election against Republican Tiffany Smiley, a motivational speaker, making her first run for public office. A motivational speaker. That means she's got content. You know what that means.
Thank you. After Roe v. Wade was overturned, families in Georgia filing taxes were expecting...
Always plays the last video I was watching. Oh man, she's been schmoozing with the right wing. Here's her appearance on Fox News 5 years ago.
Wounded warriors getting an invite into the Oval Office for a meeting with President Trump. The focus: how to fix the VA. Her name is Tiffany Smiley. Her Army husband, Scotty Smiley, was left blind after a suicide bombing in Iraq in 2005. During his recovery, the couple experienced...
Why does this footage from 5 years ago look like it's from the 90s, and then when I watch something from the 90s, it looks like it's from the 70s? Well, what the fuck is up with that shit?
Firsthand the red tape of getting care through the VA. So how did yesterday's meeting go with the president? Tiffany Smiley joins us now with more on this story. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you again.
Hi, Ainsley. Thank you. Good to be here.
Great. So tell us, first of all, how did you get the invitation to go to the White House?
Yeah, so I've been talking with Ike Perlmutter, who's an amazing advocate in the
Ike Perlmutter,
in the civilian healthcare field, and he is ready to help President Trump bring quality access to care to our veterans. And he Mr. Perlmutter was able to pull together some of the top.
But yet, it wasn't until Democrats came into office that we got the burn pit bill passed.
And discuss how we can provide access of care and quality care to all of our veterans.
So tell us what happened to your husband in 2005.
Yeah, so in 2005, Scotty was blinded by a suicide car bomb. He woke up in Walter Reed, unable to see the rest of his life. He's never seen his children, and our family has carried that sacrifice. We've had long, hard days, and
worse.
The system that was supposed to be there to care for us was making our life harder.
Must have been nice waking up and he was back in the States.
Much greater. And I'm here in Washington this week to bring awareness to our veterans' issues. Trump campaigned on this, on bringing reform to the VA, and he also said,
and he didn't do it.
The man will no longer be forgotten. And as I stood in the Oval Office, I felt like
yes, I am getting spoiled.
Forgotten. It is time to bring real change. That veterans have access to care, quality care. I have a vision of veterans being provided with opportunity.
Yeah. But seriously, you watch something from the 90s and it looks like it came from the 70s. I ain't lying. Let's 90s talk show. Girls Gangsta Talk Show.
She's only 16 years old. She goes by her gang name.
Now, I guess this isn't really fair because this was recorded off of a TV. But I can't really use this as an example. This is Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Here you go. See, that looks like it's like a 70s sitcom or some shit. Now, he is specifically doing like a sitcom style sketch. Will he be as funny as David Letterman? No, he'll be funny in his own way. God, he's fucking tall. Seriously, does it not look like he's like dressed like in the 70s and shit? The 90s look like the 70s. The dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. Fucking Tiffany Smiley. Closer than I would expect, but also just 4% reporting in Washington. We're just starting to get Washington results. Still no results from Arizona. But I think that will do it for me tonight. I do have an animal video for you, of course. We'll wrap up the election races come tomorrow. The shocker with the abortion amendment in Kansas. Hell fucking yeah.
Reminds me of, you know, when you go to the DMV and the workers are kind of...
This is a puppy that only likes one woman. Puppy only likes one woman specifically. True, RB.
She has a very select few people that she really is comfortable with, me being probably the most comfortable.
Oh, sweet puppy. Look at that face! Oh my god!
Just kind of sitting there.
Sweet baby.
She actually came into my life because my sister was
That smile. Sorry for the stream cutting out there.
trying to get her a home, and that's how we got her. I always
Sucked.
like a service dog. I never put her through that process, but I've always said it because
If you are watching on Twitch, you're going to head over to Igloo.
comfort me, calm me down when I need her to. Turns out she's just like me. She needs that same comfort that I need.
Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN. We will see you tomorrow night. on the Troll Patrol live.